Good morning, everyone. It is Monday, April 18th, and we just came off an awesome weekend with my boys. We went on a horse carriage ride to downtown Savannah on a ghost tour, because you know Savannah is like the ghost capital of America or something like that, or really close to it. So you go, they have all these different ways of going around. You can get around by pedicab, which is a bicycle with a big like seating area in the back, and the people pedal you around. They call that pedicabs. We did that, and there's a trolley that takes you across the Savannah River, or not a trolley, a ferry boat. We did that, and went over there to the hotel, because the big old Westin Hotel has some pretty cool things going on over there, and clean bathrooms. So we did that and came back, and let me see. Then we took the horse carriage ride, and that takes you for like an hour and a half all through downtown Savannah, and they show you all the different haunted places, and they tell you all about, like, in the 1800s and stuff. You know, how this person died and that person died, and suicide, and, you know, to this day people make complaints about this and that, and, you know, that there's kids knocking on their doors and running down the halls when there's no kids there and stuff. So that was really cool. We did that. That was Saturday night. Saturday, you know, we basically just chilled at the house. My friend came up from Florida, so we got to catch up and talk about her grandkid and her kids and everything, and so that was really cool. That was a great weekend. And she left yesterday, I guess around 1 or 2 o'clock yesterday. So, I mean, we just had a really great weekend. Nice and relaxing. No stress. No issues at the house. And just a really good time. My son, my oldest son, played basketball just about the whole time that he was there with his friend Jay. I bring the basketball court outside. So that's it. You know, we just had a really good, relaxing, stress-free weekend. Felt really good, and then so I look forward to this weekend. But the work week starts, so I'll be right back, and we'll talk about this week. All right, so just stopped at the gas station there and put 22 gallons in between my truck, and topped off my 5-gallon can for 4-stroke gas. I'm going to run down here, grab some marine gas. It's pretty late this morning. It's already 8:15, but we only got 11 yards to do. So, but we only got 11 yards to do, so, and it's a lot of driving today. So we're going to hit this place, get marine gas, then we're going to run on down, take care of one customer, and then shoot over, take care of another, then take care of my senior citizen couple, and then we're going to run up and knock 8 out on our way back down south, back down toward the house, and pretty much just take it 1 yard at a time, try to get through this day. We have a full week. Just about every day this week there's 11 yards due, 11 or more. Just about every day, except Friday. Friday I have 7 due. So I'd kind of like to only have like 4 due Friday. So I don't have my guy lined up to help me today. I don't really need him to help me today. I don't really have many yards that I don't know if I have. I mean, I got a few yards that I use the small mower on, but not really much of any. It's just like willpower, I guess you could say. You know, it's like motivation, and I don't know. I gotta honestly say that today, I hope this ain't rattling. Today, I just don't have any motivation to get out and work. Today I'm getting out and working because of you guys. I don't want to let you guys down, and we talked about that before. But you know, when you take a man's family from him, and you know the man only knows to work hard for his family. That's it. You know, you take a man's family from him. It's hard. It's very difficult for the man to get out there and want to kill himself. And you know, it's like, why? You know, why kill myself? Why work so hard? Why put up with all this? Why not just You know, just get a job that's good enough to support my needs and drive on from there. You know, you take the man's family for whatever reason, you walk away, and you know, a man finds himself with no one to go home to, no one to worry about, like, in the sense of, you know, I mean, out of sight, out of mind, you know what I mean? Yeah, you got responsibility, you got to continue to take care of your responsibilities, and I get that. But when it's not right in front of you, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, well, I don't need groceries in my refrigerator until Friday when I get my kids. I don't need, you know, whatever. I don't know. I don't need to buy clothes for my kids because they're going to come with their school clothes on. I'm going to send them back on the bus with their school clothes on. Although today was different. Yesterday, there was some out-of-town company on there on the mother's side. So she asked if the kids could join them at church and go and spend the day with the family, and I was like, yeah, you know, of course, whatever. The kids didn't want to in any way, shape, or form, and it was pretty hard to let them, you know, they were bawling, especially my eldest he was pretty upset. He really didn't want the weekend to end so soon, but, you know, it happens. His mama loves him, so I'm sure he was fine. And he knows I love him, so. But, you know, it's like you don't see the need, you know? It's like, well, why go out and kill myself today? Why not just lay in bed? I got enough money in the bank. I got food in the refrigerator. I don't need anything till Friday. And even then, I got enough, you know? And it's hard to have the motivation to get out there and do what you need to do. It really is. So today, I'm going to thank you guys at the end of this day. Whatever I get done, I could say it's you guys helped me get through it. So that's this community right here. So I appreciate you guys. Let me get some marine gas real quick, and then we're gonna go ahead and head on down to the first yard. So right now we're gonna go ahead and mow the lawn. This yard's actually located right by my house, and if you notice, I don't cut in like a stripe pattern. So you're not going to see me going up and down the yard. What I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to square the yard off and just keep making right turns basically until I get to the middle, and then I'm done and I find my way out. Now the reason why I do that mainly is because I don't have a chute blocker, and so no matter what you do, the debris is coming out one side of the mower. So I want to just keep on cutting that debris. And so, you know, if I had a chute blocker, I'd tend to go back and forth more, kind of like the way you do stripes. But I can't really get away with that so much if you have tall weeds, because then when you go back and you're shooting the stuff over what you just cut, some tall weeds sometimes aren't going to get chopped up enough, and then you're going to have clippings and big stuff laying, you know, all over the grass. That is not cool. So here basically I'm just cruising along. You see I'm bouncing away mowing at pretty fast speed, but the deck is a floating deck, and it's got the anti-scalp wheel, so it's just moving along real nice, not really giving me any problems whatsoever, and I really like that about this deck. I don't know, maybe you can hear in the background while I do this voiceover the wind chimes. It's kind of windy out right now. But I mean, this really did turn out to be an awesome day. Just making right-hand turns, keeping the clippings going in, and just keep on chopping them up, make them smaller and smaller and smaller as I keep cutting the grass. Now, if I have really, really thick grass, then I change the way I cut, and I'll show you guys that in future videos. But I've said it before, I'm not really too big into stripes. It doesn't really make a difference to me. I don't cut high enough to create stripes, and my lawn quality here really isn't going to show them. I don't see stripes in this area by really any lawn service. We basically just want the lines to be straight, you know, your tire marks, and you know, just nice and smooth and make it like a nice green carpet. Here I'm navigating around the little flower bed that goes around that tree, and the video doesn't really do it any justice, but it's really just full of weeds, and I could blow it in or blow it out. It really doesn't matter. They rent the house, and she's not really concerned at all. Really, I cut the grass just to keep the house, keep everybody out of trouble with the homeowners association. And of course, she's got a dog, and you definitely don't want the dog to not want to poop outside because the grass is too tall. Now, what I did not do is I did not do any filming in the backyards at this house, just because there's really no reason to. This should just about finish up my mowing. We just mowed that front yard. Now watch how I edge. I'm using the stick edger with the blade. But I want you to see how I keep going in a constant flow. I've watched people edge where they don't really know. They start wherever they want to start, and then they're walking all over the place to edge. I like to walk down where you saw me start at the bottom right-hand corner of a yard, and then I walk on the pavement and I edge. Constant flow, never stop moving, just keep on rolling, and I can get the edging done real fast. Obviously, as you can see, this isn't fast forwarded, you know, I'm not speeding this up. That was a little edit there for the moving the camera. See, I start at that bottom right corner, and I go down and up and over and hop the sidewalk and come back down toward the camera and then go up and over and up. And if there was a flower bed up there to edge, I would edge it, but that one has a border. And then just come on down, and I'll make the right-hand turn, edge it, then I'll come back on this side of the sidewalk, and then the bottom part of the driveway. And then I do the same exact thing with weed eating. You'll see, even if I don't have to weed eat, because the mower deck cut the edge of the lawn nice, I still go, and I'm not necessarily weed eating down anything, I'm just making sure it's all smooth. Just give it a nice smooth appearance, make the edge nice and clean. This is my opportunity to fix anything that the blade might have missed, tall weed, maybe the edge of blade might have missed, and you know, I can put eyes right on it, and I can, like right there, I just made a little correction. I reached over and I burned some grass out of the crack of the sidewalk. There's the water meter cover. And so I always weed eat last. Very rarely do I weed eat before I mow. And that's so I can just buzz along, finish up weed eating what the mower couldn't get, and make any corrections that maybe the mower may have burned a spot. Maybe I missed a spot. Maybe there's a weed sticking up that got held down by the deck and didn't pop up. And right there, I'm just cleaning some weeds up out of the cracks. And again, this isn't fast forwarded. This is just, I mean, that's about how fast I move all day long with the weed eater in my hand. Just move along and get it done. And I tell you, the longest thing that I do is mowing. That takes the longest out of all my yards. And you know, some people it's the opposite. The longest thing they do is weed eating because they're a little bit slower on a weed eater. And then they have really, really nice, big, expensive mowers, and they can mow really, really fast. I'm just the opposite. I have, you know, what I can afford. I get it done. It takes me a little bit longer to mow than I would like, but I feel that I make it up with just my natural speed of weed eating. And then you see how I went around and then I tie it all together and boom, we're done. The whole front there is done. Now I'll swing the camera over and finish up this little area here. And then the only thing that's going to be left to do will be to blow off the property and try to be a little respectful of the neighbors, which that two-story house is actually up for rent. Nobody's in it, so I kind of mowed all the way over to their sidewalk or to their driveway just to kind of make my customers' area a little bit cleaner. I don't know when they're going to get that property mowed. I offered my services, but they said they got it. So I don't know if they plan on coming up here and mowing it again or not. I don't know, but they got my number. They can give me a call and I'll help them out. But hey, let's do a little bit of blowing here. Let's clean up. and let's get on with our day. Let's get this done. Oddly enough, a name is missing off of my sheet today, so I go to 12. It should be 12 today. Not really sure what's going on there. Why she got dropped, but she's the neighbor. I do this little entranceway here. I do the house, and then I do the neighbor, and I do all three of them together. Not sure what happened. I have to check into that and see why she got dropped, but she should be with this yard today. I do these three together. So we got 4 done, and all the hard driving is over. So this makes 5, 6, basically 7. And then we got 1 by itself is 8, another one by itself is 9, and then we got 3 together, which is 10, 11, and 12. 12 lawns, and we're gonna bust over 400. So let's get to work. All right, so we got 5 left to do. We got 7 done. Let me show you here. We did these a couple weeks ago, you remember? Seems like we were just here. I mean, my goodness. But there we go. That's 1, 2. And then we go up here. They have nice clean edges. We go up here and we just do a quick mow. And a quick mow, weed eating edge on these curbs here. And again, here. So just a quick little cleanup. They have some pride in their development, and they don't really have an HOA. So, a resident approached me last year and said, hey, what would you charge while you're here mowing to go out there and continue to mow while you do your customer. So we agreed on a price, and that's that. Nice. I like it. So we're gonna head up here. We have an individual to do and then an individual to do, and then we'll check our time. Tomorrow we got like 11 or 12 to do, but it's like a 1 o'clock day, a 1 maybe 2 o'clock day. It's a real quick and easy day, and they've already been done once. So I got a little bit of a late start today, and I'm really fighting motivation right now. I really am. And so we'll head out here. We're gonna knock out the 1, then we're gonna knock out the 1, and then we'll see where we're at. I don't really feel like working past 5 o'clock. As long as I think we could be done around 4:30, we'll do the last 3. But I'm really freaking tired. And I want to, you know, and it's not a big deal to hit them 3 tomorrow. We're going to be close to them. But, you know, that's not really the way I like to do things. That's not how I run my business. But of the 3 customers that are together, 2 of them, you know, they're not really going to care. They're not home anyways, so it's not like they have gates that have to be opened or anything like that. One of them doesn't even live here. He's out of town. Chances are I'm going to get to him. I just got to get past these last 2, and then I'll do those last 3. But I can tell you right now, with the way I feel, if I do the group of 3 first, I'm just not going to have the energy to do the last 2. So I'm just really tired. I'm not eating right, you know. Last night, I cooked a meal last night. I think it might be the first meal that I've cooked since my wife left. So I made 5-egg omelet. I took 5 eggs and whipped them in a bowl with a little bit of milk and 2 slices of cheddar cheese, and made an omelet with about 5 or 6 slices of bacon. And I bought myself some cinnamon raisin bagels and lightly toasted them and put some cream cheese on it. So that was my dinner last night. And again, I don't think it was a proper dinner, not enough carbohydrates, and I'm really slacking today because of it. I think, you know, I filled up on the eggs and really the eggs and cheese. That omelet, gosh, so much dirt in my eyes, even with these dang glasses on, these steel glasses. I was asked if these are steel glasses and if they fog up. The answer is yes, they're steel, and no, they don't. But they just don't do a darn good enough job, man. They do a good job, but not good enough. So, long guy's doing the Kroger area. It's still so much dirt gets in on them. It's ridiculous. And shoot, now I forget what I was talking about. I don't remember now. I don't know. Oh, food. The bagel. I don't think the bagel was enough carbohydrates, so I'm gonna have to eat a larger dinner tonight. More carbohydrates for energy. Maybe like make some pasta or something. Make some spaghetti. But you know, it's just so hard. I just don't have the motivation to cook. I love to cook. I just don't have anyone to cook for. What a shame, because I love to cook and I'm pretty darn good at it. I just don't have anyone to cook for. And when I get home, I'm pretty tired. And you know, I gotta put my video up. I gotta do my paperwork. So I don't know. I talked to the wife today, and I might quite possibly get the kids on Wednesday. She's talking about taking the kids out of town this weekend coming, which I'm cool with that, you know. Just let me know, so before I make plans. I have plans to take my kids horseback riding this weekend, but if her and her mom are going to take them out of town to the zoo, I'm cool with that. Whatever, man. Just let me know. Try to make it up to me with letting me see the kids, you know, another time. I love the kids too, just as much as she does. We'll see how things go. But we'll head on up here. We'll take care of this individual yard. I mean, you can probably tell them I'm just down. I'm like Debbie Downer right now. I'm just down. I don't have much energy. Nice truck. I don't have much energy. I don't have much motivation. I don't really have like the will and the desire to do anything more than I absolutely have to do. And, you know, that's just not like me. That's total opposite of how I am. So, you know, I'm just in a funk. I'll come out of the funk. My attentions will be directed elsewhere. And I'll pick up motivation once again. I just need to get my attention directed elsewhere. No pity parties. You know, I'm trying to not have pity parties. I'm trying to not sit at home sad. You know, I had a routine with my wife. We watch certain shows. I still watch those shows. I still enjoy those shows. I'm not gonna not watch those shows because it reminds me of this or reminds me of that. I mean, I'm not pathetic. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like in my heart, you know, like I did something wrong and she left me and I'm paying the price. You know, we just went like this, you know, and it's like, whatever. I mean, I could sit on here and I could bash the living shit out of her, and then she can come back and do the same, but what's that going to prove, you know? That's why I asked you guys to keep it cool. I know where I went wrong. I know where I mistreated her, and, you know, I don't know what she thinks. I don't know how she thinks. I don't really ask. I do ask, but it's rhetorical. I tell her don't answer that, but that's what's important to me is, you know, do you understand what I'm saying? Not do you agree, just do you understand? And, you know, how we got to the point where we got to. But I know what mistakes I made, and I would like to address them differently if I could go back in time, but if she didn't address those things differently on her end, then we'd be right back where we are today. Maybe just in a different situation where I would be more apt to have her leave than you know, more than her so willing to leave. It would be harder for her. I made it easier for her to want to leave. I mean, I really did. I pushed them buttons because the points needed to get made, and it was shit or get off the pot, you know what I mean? So I basically made it shit or get off the pot, and she got off the pot. So bye. That's just the way it is. I'm not gonna sit here and jerk around with it, and I didn't want her to jerk around with it either. It was time to go. So we gone. But you still lose your family, you know. I lost my family, 8 years of marriage. Her family was my family. I have no family here. I have no friends here. I have nobody here. No one. And that's something that, you know, is really hard. I really don't have any person local that I can call and talk to. You know, I mean, I know I got you guys, and I know you're going to bombard me with all types of call me, talk to me. It's not this. I'm talking about a friend that I can sit down with from across a table and talk to and hang out with. And, you know, I appreciate you guys, don't get me wrong, but I'm saying, you know, I don't have somebody that I can call up and say, hey, you want to come over? I'm kind of feeling a little low right now. You come watch some sports with me or something, man, get my mind off some shit. You know, there's nobody that I have like that. Nobody. I got my friend Cindy in Florida that I can call anytime, but, you know, that's still not the same as having somebody that can say, well, hey, you know what, I'm going to swing right over. Or somebody that says, hey, let me take you out to dinner. Let's go out tonight. You know, let's go kick it for a while. Let's go downtown Savannah. Let's go listen to some loud music or something. There's a live event going on here or there or something. You know, I don't have anything like that, so I just sit at my house with like no motivation. That will change, you know. You don't ever want to burn bridges. You don't want to cross roads that can't be recrossed. And so, you know, I want to leave the door open for me and my wife to be able to talk. And if we see through certain things and things worked out, then maybe, you know, me and her can work out. But if you cross lines with other people, then those things can't be worked out. And I'm not in a rush to cross lines, but at the same time, I'm not in a rush to die a lonely man either. Man, it's getting close to short pants time. Start wearing my shorts, working on my tan. So this one's done. This is the one that the lady usually will have the gate open or closed if she wants me to do the backyard. This is the mother of a customer I did earlier, which is part of a long drive. So she had the flower pots pulled away, and I didn't do it 2 weeks ago. I didn't do the backyard 2 weeks ago, and she did have the flower pots pulled away from the fence. So I took that as my cue to go ahead and do the backyard. So I just weed eated the whole backyard down because it wasn't done last time. So it's been a month. and I just didn't, you know, I went back there weed eating in the way that it's the backyard set up. You could just do it with the weed eater in probably the same amount of time as it would have taken me to come back and grab my 20-inch and go back there and put my 20-inch away. So not a big deal. I weed eat fast, so I need to do a video to show you guys how to do wide area weed eating. There's a trick to it, man. It makes it so fast, so easy. You can turn your weed eater into a 20-inch, and I don't mean by like extending the line out and burning your clutch out. I mean a technique that I use, and of course not having the shield. So let's see how this battery's doing. Battery says it's full. I was talking to you earlier from the last 3 yards that I did to all the way up here, and then I heard the camera make a noise, and I guess I turned it off. So I don't know what happened, but the camera turned off automatically. Whatever. So it's time to roll up. Here, can you guys see this sign? 3, 2, 1, boom. Can you see that? That's a pressure wash sign. I guarantee you, unless you paused it and maybe attempt to blow up the screen bigger and bigger and bigger, I guarantee you can't make out what that says. I guarantee it. And I mean, all that is right across the street from me. So, you know, even snapping a picture wouldn't really work. There is way too much information on that guy's sign. That's a pressure wash guy. It's just, there's way too much clutter, way too much information, and the color, the blue on white, is terrible. And he might have seen these videos, and I don't mean to insult you, guy, but then, because now I see he's got red on white, and I've said it before, blue on white, you can't see it. I mean, it's like the sky, the shit just blends in. Now he's got red on white, still same thing. The problem is, the font's too small, there's way too much information, nobody cares about your logo, nobody cares about your company name, nobody cares about what season it is. The only thing they want to know is what you do, what you charge, and how to contact you. And that's it, man. That is all you got to put on there. And then you can start upselling and doing all types of crap from there later on. So, what you do, what you cost, and how to contact you. That's it. If you provide that information, you're going to blow up. If you're doing pretty well now, just imagine how you would do with my advice there. So, just something to think about, man. And, you know, whatever. So, we got 8 done. We got 4 more to go. It's 2:30. And my goal is to have positive 400 by sometime between 4 and 4:30 at the latest. So we got 1 individual to do, and then we got a group of 3 together. So if I can be done with the 1 individual by 3:30 with travel, then I should be able to do the 3 together and be done by about 4:30, and have a well over $400 day, and then just head on home. I did get a little bit of a late start. I know I saw like 8:15, and I'm still having to get 2-cycle mix. So, and then also today, a lot of driving. Today's our big drive day. I drive all the way out to the senior citizens place. I drive all the way down to this little area called Georgetown, take care of a great customer there. She watches these videos, so thank you for your business. And I knocked you out first thing this morning, and traffic was terrible, but whatever, it is what it is, man. So I got you knocked out, and then I went and I did a far drive all the way to my senior citizen couple, got them taken care of. Then I went to their rental property that's in their same neighborhood as to where they live, and I took a vine off of their house, which I didn't even charge them for yet. And then I turned around and I went and I did this lady's daughter that we just did, who's on the way back. And then we went to my house. I let my dogs out. I let them run around the backyard while I did a yard across the street that was on today's schedule. And then I brought my dogs in. Then I went and I did 3 right in the neighborhood across the street from me, which one of them is the entrance to that community, that housing area, and then 2 neighbors side by side right there. All 3 of those connect. And then I just did this one here. So that brings us to 8 and brings us to right at around 300. So now we're going to turn around. We're going to knock out a 40, and a couple 30s that are right next to each other. We're going to get these guys done and end with a positive 400 day and be done before 5 o'clock with my dogs having been out. And that's pretty good with this late start and with all this driving. That sets us up for the rest of the week to kick ass. We have like 11 or 12 yards due every day this week except Friday. Friday we got 7 on the schedule. We're going to end with a positive 2,000, somewhere around $2,200 a week. Because tomorrow is going to be like a 500 day. The next day is going to be like a 500 day. And we got like a couple $400 days, and we got like a $200 day. So we're going to be somewhere around 2,000 to 2,200 bucks this week, all in lawns, and hopefully not working anywhere past 4:30 the latest. And so that brings me to my discussion today, which I answered this question the other day in that Q&A video I did. But a guy asked me, what this year's goals were. Well, my goals are the same as last year. I want positive 400 a day, every day, with 2,000 a week. So that means some days need to be over 400, because Friday I want it to be less, because I want Friday as a backup day so I can have my weekends clear for my children. So with that said, I want $400 days, $2,000 weeks in a 4.5 day work schedule basically. But I'm trying to do it more efficiently than I was doing it last year. Last year it was taking me to like 5:30 to have $400 days. Today I'm trying to be done by 4. Last year it cost me a little bit more money in fuel with my equipment, because I spent more time with the motor running on everything. This year I got really nice equipment. My mowers kick ass. I can get real close to things. It mows really fast. I can do more yards on a tank of gas than I was able to with my John Deere, and I can do it in less time. So it's more efficient. I'm putting less hours on my machine. I'm spending less money between my truck, my trailer, my equipment. So my goal is to make the same money I was making last season, but do it in less work, less time, less expense. So that's why I'm bringing up my yard average, and some $30 yards, not all. So like you $30 yards that watch my videos, don't panic. I'm not going to kick you to the curb. But if I have $30 yards that these customers are starting to jerk me around, really slow payers, something's going on, then that's when I start saying, okay, well, if I can't build up in your neighborhood and build up around you, then I'm going to have to drop you because I'm building up in a different neighborhood. So that's how I'm building my average price per yard up, is by adding $40 and $50 yards to my business. And if I don't have time, then I drop to $30 yards, or I drop to $20 front yard onlys. I don't think I have any of those anymore. Yeah, I don't have any of those $20 front yard onlys. So like the $25 yards that I have in that small little area I do, where I do like 8 by lunch, those prices are now 30. I'm not dropping those to 25, but I'm adding those up to 30. So as I increase, I'm increasing my day. That day will always be a low day, like around $32, $33 a day, between all those $25 and $30 yards, added to a few $40 yards, and I think I have one $50 yard mixed in. So my my yard average for that day will always be low, but it's kind of mixed in with the bigger picture at the end of the week to hit my $2,000 in 4.5 days. So with very little expenses, and that's the thing. I can do all those yards with my push mower like that and have no expenses. So that's where we're at. So let's knock this one out here, and then let's look at the time. We'll be over 300 once we get done with this one. We'll be well over 300, and then we should be starting these 3 right here probably around 3:30, 3:15 the latest. 3:15, 3:30 the latest, with like a 4:15 finish time, with a positive $400 day. That is tits on a bull. I'll take it. Alright guys. Alright guys, so it's 5:02. I'm a little bit behind schedule from where I wanted to be done with making just over 400. So we made just under 500. We picked up a new yard, and it hasn't been cut in a while. So we just did that one. So now instead of it a group of 3, it's a group of 4. And so I just added $40 to today's route. So that's pretty awesome. So we just got it now to just below 500 today. So, hey, I'll take it, man. I'll take it. It's 5 o'clock. A little bit of a late start, a whole lot of driving, but a $500 day, almost. So I'll definitely take that. And you know, like I said earlier in other videos, and probably this morning, I'm pretty tired. I just don't have a whole lot of motivation. But you know, I tell you guys every morning what I set out to do, and I expect to put a video up that afternoon unless something happens. And so I can't let you guys down. You know what I mean? It's like you guys are watching over me, and you know, or you ask me questions, and maybe I help and give you guys some advice. You know, you guys are watching me, and you're keeping me going. You're keeping me motivated. I can't let you down. And you know, so right now y'all are my family, and I'm working, you know, to make sure that I don't let you guys down. And you know, because of that, I was able to pick up a yard today instead of going home earlier. You know, cutting loose a little bit early. I stuck it out, and I did my day, I did my route, I did all the yards I had scheduled for today, plus one that didn't make it on the list, which I need to correct that. And now this new one here makes this really a nice day. In 2 weeks when we do this day again, I'll try to get an earlier start, try to get, you know, almost $500, plus this yard won't be new. But you know, try to get $500 quicker, maybe by 4:30, maybe by 4. So that's pretty awesome. So that's it for today. Got a little bit of mowing and weed eating on video, a little bit of edging, and I hope you guys have a great night and a great day tomorrow. And I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it again. We got about a $500 day tomorrow.